So hello everybody. I had sometimes my program won't start. Sometimes my program won't start. So let me look right fast like make sure I ain't got two lives. I think everything's fine. But let me just make sure. It won't take me but just a second. It's about 3 clicks to go over there and look. I think I told you the internet was bad today, Tim. Okay. So we just got the one live here, y'all. Like you can't never tell, boy. You can't never tell about this YouTube stuff. Y'all, YouTube has changed and it ain't good. And I mean it ain't good neither, but let me make my writing a little bigger here. All right. We got the beautiful Joshua in here, y'all. Got Becky, pretty woman, Pamela Vargas. Missy, Miss Myrtle, Meemaw, Cindy, Clee. And my thing's kind of acting funny. It's jumping on me. But how's everybody doing tonight? Hey there, Miss Davy. Monica Birch. Lisa Ball. Hey, Miss Carol. Miss Carol, one of my girlfriends, y'all. But don't tell nobody. Tammy's sitting over here, y'all. We do like the late nights, don't we, y'all? Well, this is really bad news for the YouTubers. Not for the watchers, though. Everything's good with the watchers. You ain't gonna see no difference. Hey, y'all see me over there at Stevens and that? Hey there, Bumpy. I seen somebody call you Bumpy today. And I looked at your name, and if you look at the first few letters, it does say Bumpy. So that ain't half bad. Hey, Miss Judy. And if I missed anybody, I see Lou, Linda. I might could have missed somebody. My thing wasn't doing too good tonight. It's kind of jumping around. I got aggravated over there at Stevens with that boat motor. But I kind of been aggravated all day. I really have. But like, I mean, man, I was just sitting in a chair with Stevens. And I mean, I had to change my shirt when I got home. Tammy said, go ahead and take that shirt off. And I don't know why she didn't tell y'all today. I don't think she did. But she's got a little surprise video for y'all. I just didn't get it up, you know. I reckon I'll release it sometime, you know. Tomorrow, you know, it won't be in the morning, you know, while Grandma's on. Hey, Scott. And hello to everybody. Hey, Will. So hello, Teresa. I talked to William a little while today. I was trying to tell him, like, these viewers ain't, like, I mean, they ain't into upholstery, you know. And then, you know what? The upholstery people ain't into the upholstery. So, maybe you should do what I said, Will. If the live people don't like it, and the upholstery people don't like it, do what I told you to do. Yeah, Tammy's sitting over in the chair, y'all. I'm gonna try to get Steven to bring that boat motor down to the house. I said, bring it to my house and you can go back home. I need to be where I can look at that thing, you know. I know what Cena's been doing, Josh. She's been watching the Walt Disney Parade all day. So hello everybody. Hey y'all to YouTube. I got video here I'm gonna play you. I got educated from HODGES, YouTube School of Hard Knocks. Hey, I forgot what I was saying though. Oh yeah, I got y'all a video to play. To anybody that's like wanting to start a YouTube channel. Well, you got a long ways to go, boy. And this ain't like just me talking. Uh, I think they making a mistake myself. But I don't know. I don't know. They try to let a few more people get in here. I believe that long way to go. People like, y'all wouldn't believe how hard it is to start a channel. You know, like, Her grandma had a channel, I had a channel. You know, grandma kind of put Stephen on the map. And then Tammy got me back started. So I started vouching for Slim. Kathy just kind of doing it herself. You know, hey, she had a bunch of people watching, you know. You know, pretty quick. Pretty quick, there you go. But you really wouldn't believe how hard it is to get started without help. And like if you just like looking up everything on YouTube about what to do and how to do, if you ain't got somebody kind of holding your hand and helping you, it's really hard to do, son. I think lives work best with established followers. Videos attract people with interest. Hey, you know, I mean, there's two types of people, Pam. There's people that like the lives, and then there's people that don't. And I don't know how many people it is like looking something particular up, you know. And y'all just kind of watch out of pleasure, you know. So you're not watching me to, you're just listening, you know. You're not watching me to learn how to do something. But a lot of YouTubers, that's what they are doing. Just looking stuff up, you know. But I got a video I'll play for y'all. Let me pull it up here. I ain't gonna play the whole video because, I mean, you know, I'll tell you, you know, this man's like doing a lot of dabbling around talking, you know. But like, I'll tell you the main part, but I'm gonna let you hear him what he's saying.
So I've got some big news that has broken on YouTube, and it all is around earning money and the YouTube Partner Program. And I'm going to be honest, it's huge, and I'm not saying that to be dramatic. It's huge. In fact, my first response when I saw it was like, "Holy crap, really?" And I'm just gonna be gut honest about the take, but they are changing the requirements to the YouTube Partner Program in a major way. And I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I thought, well, dang, I was messaging with a buddy of mine, and I said, and we were like, well, this is not good news for small creators, except it's only about the partner program. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. By the way, my name is Kevin Colby, and thank you so much for being here. I hope this doesn't dissuade you from doing YouTube, but I want to jump in and I want to read it. This is from a blog. I'll put a link down there to the blog post. There's already several videos out there. But basically, what the partner program has been, this allows you when you get 1,000 subscribers, and it had been 4,000 hours of watch time or 10 million views on shorts, I think in a 90-day period, then you were invited into the partner program. And they will send you an email and say, congratulations, and then you're back dashboard, there's a little guide you can watch, and it's almost like one of those telethon things, you can fill it up, and when you get there, you get there. And what that means is you get to share in revenue. So when they put ads, which by the way, YouTube has the right to put ads on your channel, whether you like it or not, they can. It's their YouTube, even though they call it YouTube, but it's their business, and they're paying for everything. And I imagine it costs a fortune. So they can do that, but what happens is then you get a cut of that, and then there's also premium, and they're even changing the way they're going to be doing out payouts on premium as well. So I mean, I got on YouTube in 2017. I forgot when I got in the partner program, but I want to go over the changes because I don't know where you are. And you can, in the comments, if you want to drop down where you are, if you're already in the partner program or if you're close or whatever. But this is what it says. So the partner program, this is important to remember. All of these changes do not start until
So with all that out there, all that mumbo jumbo talking he's doing, it's still 1,000 subscribers, but the watch time hours has went to 8,000, from 4,000 to 8,000. And boy, I mean, look at here. Y'all wouldn't believe how hard it is to get 8,000 watch time hours. They say, well, I make a video an hour long. All I gotta do is 8,000 people watch it. Now, it don't work like that. Nobody hardly ever watches the whole video. And then you got people that are just coming in, and they look around for 10 seconds and leave. And you got a pretty good bit of that too. I mean, I don't even know why them people get on YouTube. I mean, I don't even know what they're doing. But, buddy, I don't know why they done that. And the people that's already in it, the people that's already in the partner program, there ain't nothing gonna change for them. This is just for the new people that's trying to start. You know what I mean? That's gonna discourage a bunch of people, y'all. Well, I'd hate to be doing it, I'd hate to be, even though I was pretty successful when I first started, it was still a long road. He not learning everything. He know what really matters and what don't matter. But for, like when I started, y'all, you hear people talking about, ain't nobody helped me. Son, I'm what you call nobody helped me. I didn't have no friend. I didn't have no buddy. I didn't have nobody. And I mean nobody. Man, I love the Starlight Parade. And the one that's out in the front there too, Josh. The one that's right in the front is making it harder to use YouTube as a business. You know what I mean? They got a reason for that, Pam. Like, I don't know. You know, we don't know what the reason is. But see, they people, and this is just my guess, like people maybe found a loophole, you know. Like, let me give you an example. Like a college dorm. You know, people where they go to college. They can all of them say, I'm going to make this 2-hour video. Or we are all going to make this 2-hour video. Or 4 hours. You got me? Hell, or 10 hours. And we are all going to watch one another's video and just lay the phone down and let it play. That kind of a loophole. You don't know. I understand it like it's bad. So, you know, like, you say, well, I just play music. You know, you go put an album on there, and that don't count for watch time hours. Live don't count for watch time hours. So you can't just say, I'm going to go live for 40 hours. Now, let me get you straight. After we do these lives, the video processes. And sometimes it'll process in 4 or 5 minutes. And sometimes it won't. But the watch time hours don't count until that video is through processing. So, I mean, hey boy, it's a hard way to go now. Like that roofing, boy, that was a rough road now. I wouldn't do what all I doing, you know, again. Teeny, do you think people would sit and watch a short video before a real long one. Uh, hey, I can tell you this right here, Kathy. When like people like is looking something up, like say like me and William, like how to make an antenna, we rather watch a short video because that's what we are doing. And and we're not sitting and watching like y'all watching. Just kind of sitting back, got your coffee. So see, I mean, it's different people. If I made a 15-minute live video, I mean, I don't even know if y'all would even come watch. I don't even know. It takes 15 minutes to get your people in there. So I mean, it's all kind of stuff. It really is. So I was telling Tammy today, and y'all won't hardly believe this, but I told Tammy, I said, when we was young, I said, I was dehydrated all the time because I didn't really learn about being dehydrated until I met y'all. Y'all started talking about, make sure you're drinking something. Make sure to drink water. Make sure, and I never done none of that. Roofing and stuff. If I stopped working to go down and get water, everybody on my crew, even if they had just got water, they had stopped working. And they'd go down there. They'd go down on the ground. So when you the lead man, you setting an example. And I do know, boy, I used to get so tired, boy. We never gonna know the reason why YouTube doubled, has doubled uh, the watch time. Look at here, boy. It's hard to get 4,000. And I think it's about impossible to get 8,000 if you are starting brand new on your own. Like this is exactly like what I did. Tammy told one time, said, call somebody up and ask them. I said, who am I going to call? Hey, I got Tammy started, Stephen. Well, I didn't really get Stephen started. But William, Slim, my daughter, and they made it like, and I mean, I ain't saying I done Slim alone, but I was vouching for her, you know? So I ain't saying Slim's here all because of me. But she had help. She had quite a bit. I wasn't the only one vouching. And, my daughter, they done what they doing on their own. Her husband, I don't think he wanted no help. He ain't never asked me nothing. And it was supposed to be for the kids, but he's the only one ever here talking. Kind of started out, the kids. Well, let me tell you something. He's so quiet. Y'all ever seen somebody so quiet that you think they just rude? That's what he is. But when he cuts that camera on, he starts talking. And really smart though. And he ain't somebody that just babbles on like a roofer. If you ask him something, he'll talk to you. He's a good fella, but like he's so quiet. People, I've had to explain this to I don't know how many people. I said, no, it ain't that he don't like you. He just don't talk till he gets on camera. I've seen him walk in these doors over here a bunch of times, not even say hey. I've sat here and not said hey on purpose to see if he'd say hey. And he won't. My husband was a quiet man, rarely talked, but when he did, people listened. And I mean, I don't think they sit and worried about making money, on YouTube. Well, I'm gonna tell you the cool part, y'all. They are their life, their trips, everywhere they're going, everything they doing, like they travel a lot, They travel a lot. They go on vacation more than anybody I've ever seen. And it's all on YouTube, which is a great thing. Like like Steven, y'all, I mean, they are long videos, but he's got building that house from the start to the finish. And it's all on YouTube. And like I say, I mean, it's a great thing for that. Even if you're not making money, is a great thing. You know, this is you can upload a video, put it on private. And you can upload a video and put it on unlisted. So what unlisted means is you can email that link to your daughter or son. Nobody else can watch it. Only the people that's got that link. And it'll sit right there on that channel. They won't take your channel down, you know. You film your house for fire insurance, you know. Mom was talking about that the other day. When you have a house fire, I tell you what the woman told me. She said, I want to see everything that burn up. How you going to see everything that burn up? And them people's out to beat you anyway, y'all. They might act like they're your friend, but they are not your friend. So if you do have a house fire, you list everything you got. Everything you have. Right down to the light bulbs, Tammy said. And let's just say you have 100 you need to come up with $100,000 worth of stuff. You don't quit at 100,000. You go to 200,000. You keep writing till you get to 200,000. Because they will deduct money and get you back down to that 100,000. But if you only go to 100,000, you might get 50,000. Tammy said do it by fair market value. That means your TV costs $10,000. They might, they will devalue everything. So you have to make sure that you put $200,000 worth of stuff down to get your 100,000. Tammy said you can get it with 150. But like your clothes, it won't hardly be nothing. And you say, well, look here, I had $25,000 worth of clothes. Clothes is nothing to insurance companies. You're wasting your time putting clothes on there. You can do it, but you're about wasting your time. Like, let me tell you like this, and I bet William knows about this. Just say my camper right there, I got full coverage insurance on it. For $20,000 and something happens to it. They say, well, we ain't going to give you $20,000 because this done devalued. They'll give you what they want to give you. And then if you say, oh, hell no, you're going to give me more money, then they'll just, total it. You understand me? So, you see cars, wreck cars all the time, y'all, that can be fixed. But to keep from giving you the money, they'll just total that car. Yeah, that's right. That's right there, Bumpy. And I mean, almost everything's like dishonest, you know. You, you do YouTube and, or you try to get started. They shortcut, y'all, is putting Southern ideas, Danny Hodges, Grandma Helen, Stephen Hodges. You use somebody else's fame. Put your picture of them. They don't use their picture. They use somebody that's already made it. That's one of the reasons I don't like that stuff very much. Most folks wouldn't do that anyway, you know. Oh, I know somebody else started a channel, you know, by using Grandma's thumbnails, using her picture. And then he got mad when she blocked him. He got mad at me. He's like stealing her pictures and using them on his channel. And then I told her about it. She said I want them blocked. She was under the impression that he couldn't come watch no more or nothing. I said, no, I want him gone. And you see what I'm talking about, y'all? You know, like being a shortcut, and you actually see it a pretty good bit. You just might not realize it. But you see it a pretty good bit. Like, oh, like, I mean, y'all know who Bill O'Reilly is. Put his thumbnail up there. Bill O'Reilly talked for a minute and a half, and then somebody else pops up on the screen and starts talking. You say, hey, I thought this was Bill O'Reilly. Don't look at the picture. What, Tim? Yeah, you can still, hey, if you get blocked, you can still watch, but you like can't comment. You can't leave no messages. You can't participate with everybody. You can't get on here and chat with everybody and everything. So, like, you always look at the name. The name of the channel. And I'm telling you, I say this all the time. And I know y'all YouTube professionals, y'all know about this. And I think it's got out of hand. People show Mr. Beast's thumbnail. Somebody famous. So, I mean, this ain't new stuff. I don't never do that. Show somebody famous and to lure you in. That's actually clickbait. Lure somebody in and it ain't what you thought it was. So you don't know what this 8,000 hour watch time, you don't know what it's all about, but YouTube knows. They ain't gonna tell you. And YouTube secrets are secrets. Them people that work for YouTube, they don't talk. If I had to figure out everything, I can tell you a lot of what you see about do this to get more views and do this to get 1,000 subscribers and all that. A bunch of it's just a video. I could tell you, I could tell you everything in 30 minutes. And if I had that kind of channel, I might would do it. But y'all in here could care less about what to do. If you were just in it, I mean, I've done it for y'all. The the person that's not uh, interested in the business, they could care less. So, you need to be what you are. Whatever you are is what you need to be. Social media is fueled by what's called attention economy. I'm You know, this YouTube thing, like, I'm concerned about it. I really am, you know. Because I like to watch new people and stuff. I've been watching some boat motor videos and stuff. And I really don't want to watch just the popular people over and over and over. And that's actually about how it is, too. Once in a while you'll run across somebody that, like, is really smart. They might not have, the watch time hours and everything. But they can be really smart. We as people, we'll go watch and don't even think about subscribing. We watch whatever we want to watch of that video, and then there's a million more. And people don't necessarily do it on purpose, yo. I mean, people don't sit there and say to themselves, if I like this person, I believe I'm going to subscribe. They're not even thinking about subscribing. So I've been doing this a long time. The best way to get people to subscribe is just simply ask them. We see people all the time. They'll say that at the front of their video. You don't even know what their video's about. They're telling you to subscribe. Subscribe to what? You saying subscribe? I think I was born at the wrong time, yo. Like to me, the world's crazy. The man up there selling barbecue sandwiches for $15 a piece. I ain't talking about no big old. I'm talking about, like the regular size little hamburger buns, yo. Now, the man makes good barbecue, y'all. I mean, it's good to me. Tammy said what she made was better to her, but I mean, what I'm saying, it's good. But $15? Somebody like me can eat three of them. If I'm hungry, it is palm beach, Peter. If I'm hungry, I can eat three of them, y'all. Easy. And be talking about, Tammy, we got any of that chocolate ice cream over there? after I eat 3. By the way, Tammy, that cake you had in the refrigerator is good. You still got any? I might get me some of that tonight. Yeah, I see, it might not be too high in New York, family, but $15. And I don't mean, I just don't think everybody understands this. We don't live in a high income town like New York, you know. Look that up, Pamela. How much is a barbecue sandwich in New York? Look that up, if you don't mind. What, Tammy? With French fries, no drink. Barbecue sandwich and French fries. Look that up, if you don't mind. I mean, I think that place, y'all, has been around, and I've never been in there. But the business keeps folding. And when one man goes out of business cooking barbecue, another jumps in there like he's gonna set new world records. Danny, did you give $5 for that rotten boot? You had me laughing. No, 500. No, I didn't. I didn't, Peter. Yeah, yeah. Stephen talking about going, man, you fall through the floor. Hey, you know a lot of what I'm doing is just messing around, Peter. A lot of what I'm doing is just messing around. You know, it's just something out of something to do. Go over there, look at the marketplace, and just wasting time. Watching TV. Tammy's playing a game. Sitting here drinking coffee. I guess just doing what men do. Between $15 and $30. Look, Kimmer said between $15 and $30 for. So say y'all, I mean that's a lot for Dublin, Georgia. And you know, hardly nobody makes $40 an hour in this town, y'all. But what, Timmy? But like people at the paper mill, they make pretty close to that. 15 and $30. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Big Mac meal is 10.79 in New York. Hold on, let me wrap my head around that. Big Mac meal here is 10.79. In New York, it's 14. Am I? Hey, y'all, maybe I am just behind the times. I mean, I might be behind the times more than I think I am. Danny, in New York City, barbecue and French fries is $15 to $30. Oh yeah, I was telling you about this place, y'all. I've seen this one. I mean, about as long as I can remember. Somebody go in there, and they, like, you never see no cars. I even know one owner that one time, he sold it, and like, it's amazing to me how somebody will buy something that where a lot of people's done failed. I would rather save my money at home and go home and eat peanut butter and jelly. Hey, me too. Hey, 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 listen, y'all, I ain't gonna be buying too many $15 barbecue sandwiches because I at least gotta eat two. Oh yeah, I remember I was saying something about the paper mill. If you make $40 an hour and y'all every once in a while I would work by the hour. 20 years ago. And it would pay $50 an hour just for me. I would I didn't even like to work for $50 an hour. But I have done it like on some stuff where it was just where I couldn't price it. I have done it. But I didn't even like to do it. I didn't like to work by the hour. I mean, what, 2 hours is $200? And when I worked for myself, I made a lot more than $50 an hour. Okay, but like what I'm trying to say is $40 an hour is about as much as you're gonna make in Dublin. And then I'm telling you, by the time you buy the house, cause all them people, they had to have the house, they had to have the swimming pool, they had to have the double car garage, they had to have new cars. It's embarrassing to drive old cars. And I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. And then how much money have you got then? And people make $1,000 a month. It ain't got no credit. They don't have no bills. They live with somebody. They do better than you do working at the paper mill. You ain't got no $1,000 to throw away. But they do. How you like that? Oh, me and William was talking, and he said, it ain't what you make. If you make a lot of money, it matters. But like somebody that lives within their means, like I'm sure a lot of y'all do, they liable to do better than somebody working at their paper mill. My daddy, he had a buddy that worked at the car lot. He owned a car lot. And he would go up there and work every now and then. You know, that it wasn't my daddy's regular job. I reckon he was like a teacher's aide or something. I don't really know. But I know once in a while he'd go up there and work. And people come by looking for a car. And my daddy was like me. He could see, you know. And they like asking their price. And why do people go buy a car that can't even go buy one? Why do they do that? If you can't get a loan from the bank, why even go up there and look? My dad said, I tell you what. He said, of course I was lying when he was telling me. And he said, of course I was lying. I told him I'd take $1,500 for the car today. It might be an $8,000 car or $10,000. But like he knew, you know, he was like me. He knew they couldn't buy that car. And I mean, if they'd have pulled out $1,500, he would have had to say, hey, I was just teasing. But they couldn't even buy it at $1,500. And they worked at the paper mill. It ain't what you make, it's what you save. And it seems like that's getting harder as time passes. It does to me. You know, the young people, they can't hardly go buy a house. And y'all know what I'm talking about, every one of y'all. They can't wait. Hey, y'all, I make pretty good money. So I'm like, you know, ain't in this category, and I ain't saying that because I want to be the big man. But I made a lot more money than most people. But like to the regular people, there's no way they can afford everything, you know? Like what we did. And I ain't talking about me and Tammy, I'm talking about us. All of us in there, Barbara. They can't afford everything like what we like. We bought houses whenever they was cheap. And you can't do that now. That house Stephen's got up there, y'all, there ain't no telling what you would have to pay for that house. You know what I mean? Man, he probably could sell it, sell the land, and never have to do another video the rest of his life. I know he could if he done what I told him to do. Never have to do another video, never have to hit another lick at nothing. I mean, you know, I mean, this stuff is crazy. And I don't know how this world just keeps going on, you know. You know, like everything going up, you know, like big time people, you know, I'm talking about big time, like back Black Rock and stuff. They buying houses. Microsoft man, he buying land. If you can afford to buy some land, buy it. If value ain't gonna go down. Most of us missed our chance. Me and Jamie missed ours, you know. And instead of like doing what we should have done when we was making that big money, we was spending it, which ain't too hard to do. You find out, you go to Walmart, start picking up everything you're gonna be using. Hey y'all, it's tough, and it's tough for everybody. The bank don't care whether you can't hardly make a payment, y'all. As long as you got good credit. If you got good credit, they are not concerned about whether you can hardly make that payment or not. Did you know that? They will let you borrow more money than what you make. Yeah, that's right there, Bumpy. Hey, that's right there, Pamela. Hey, I'll tell you something there, Joshua. I know you like Walt Disney, you know. Walt Disney went down there before that land was, you know, before anybody. Well, people knew who Walt Disney was, but he had somebody down there buying this land in Florida. He wasn't doing it himself. He had somebody else doing it in their name. Different people pay different prices, you know. So Walt Disney had people buying that land up. What do you want this swamp land for? They was getting it cheap, you know. But yeah, y'all, there you go. Hey, times is tough, ain't it? It don't seem like to me that it's getting no better. Hey, y'all, me and Timmy, we could get us a tent. We might get a pretty nice tent. But me and Tammy ain't too good to live in a tent. Hey there, Hazel. Oh, Tammy said, we got the camper. We ain't too good to live in a camper. And we would do it, yo. You know what I mean? We'd rather live somewhere where we can afford. then
Lay down and play my game. Get me up when you get hungry.
okay.
Good night, y'all. Love you.
Do I have to tell you I love you?
You don't have to. I know. But it's nice to hear something.
Yeah, hey, that camper's pretty nice. But I mean, the life of, and I'm not talking about y'all because I think most of y'all is pretty well down to earth. That's just what I think. There's a lot of people that ain't, that live, it's important for them to look good. And that's something I've never understood. I never have understood that. Like, like want to impress somebody. I mean, don't the people that want to impress somebody, don't they know we don't care? I mean, I don't think they do. I mean, and I'm serious as a heart attack. I don't think they know we don't care. I look at somebody like paying a bunch of bills, I'm saying, I'm glad it's them and not me. Because me and Tammy's had our share of paying bills, and we didn't even have all that stuff. Like, couldn't hardly pay our bills, and we didn't even have no fancy stuff. We were just in debt. Hell, we like to never worked our way out of it. I mean, like to never worked our way out of it. I had this, I worked at, company and I was charging these materials, and whenever I'd do the job, I would pay them back, pay the bill. I didn't wait to the end of the month and all that. When I done that, I'd charge the material. When I got paid, I'd pay the bill. And I was doing that like for years and years. I mean, I was young. Hell, me and Tammy was young, boy. Hell, I was like 20 years old. And I don't know how them summer guns was doing it, but they was charging interest. And we didn't know it. They wasn't sending nothing to our house. And all of a sudden one day, the bill was $10,000. And that's when I figured out like what they was doing. I said, what is all this? That's interesting. Like you'd say, what about that right there? It would be $500. They just knock it off. They was crooks. They was crooks. And I mean, I thought I was paying my way as I went, but I wasn't. They was hitting me with so much money that I was getting behind. I went out there one day. Man said, Danny, he said, here's what we're going to do. He said, we're going to stop charging you anything. He said, I'm going to open you up another account and you pay this $10,000 off. You know what I'm talking about? They stopped it at $10,000 and didn't do no more charges, and opened me a new one, charge account. And by the time I started getting my life together, I just I quit charging. I started getting a little money on my hip. Me and Timmy started getting a little older, and you learn from, this is how you learn this stuff. So I quit charging altogether, and I paid that whole $10,000 off. Took a little while, y'all. So you hear me every once in a while say, me and Tim was in debt, and we paid our way out of debt. We didn't beat nobody. We paid our way out. And like I say, I just started writing checks for whatever the amount is. Whatever the amount is. And, that way you always know where you at. But when you go up there, you say, I need this, I need this, I need this. It's easy just to sign your name and not, you're in a hurry. You don't have to write no check. You just sign your name and then you out the door. And then they take that in that little office area where the three women work. Then they say, I'm gonna slip $100 in here. I'm gonna slip $500 in. And they was doing it. They was doing it. And at the time, y'all, I didn't realize things was quite so bad as it was. We can look back. All of us can look back at our mistakes. And especially me, because I can remember so good, y'all. I actually can live in my mind. Like I can remember so much. I can live in my mind, and sometimes I do. In bad times. I mean, I have had bad times. And just live in my mind. That means remembering everything and thinking everything back over again. And I've actually done that quite a bit, you know. Yep, well, you know, man, all you can do is live. I mean, I read that there, Rammer Jammer. All we can do is live, y'all. We can start selling cars. We can start selling campers. We can start selling boats. You can get down to where you can live. If you had to, it might not be fun, but you could get down to where it don't take very much money. You might have not have the trash truck coming and picking up your trash. You and your wife might not have but one cellular phone. But like you can make it. You can get a bicycle. You can like y'all like I like cars and stuff, y'all. But like you don't want to have too many cars because of insurance. We've had new cars and new trucks. We drive cars and trucks that are paid for. When I made that last $600 truck payment, said never again. Hey, I understand. I understand it. Insurance is such a scam. It sure is. Hey, y'all, I mean, I wouldn't mind having just, you can pick up cars and stuff and, just like cheap. But like, uh, the insurance or the, the insurance is eat your life. I drive an old truck. You have to hit the starter to start it to open the door with your finger, but it gets me to the grocery store. Hey, that's right, Cindy. And I think, I mean, there's people in there that's got money, y'all. But a lot of people, we are just getting by, And I mean, not even living big, just not everyone has to feel fancy. Hey, I know that. But there's a lot of people that does now. But you know, everybody don't feel like they have to show off. My truck, y'all, was $1,500. That little old red truck. I know y'all get tired of that, but I'm proud of that. I would take the old vehicles over the new tracking vehicles any day. Boy, speaking of tracking. Now, he's right, y'all. It ain't just Facebook doing it no more. I swear to God. Like, if you got your device on, it's listening to you. It's listening. And it ain't just Facebook no more. I really can't talk. I really don't think I should talk too much about it. Hey, Rammer Jammer, it's marketing stuff. Hey, Rammer Jammer, are you new in here? I can tell your brain's up to date. I don't think I ever seen you in here. I go live about every night there. Yeah, they listening, y'all. Your TV, your phone, they listening. You start talking about something and then you see, hey, it might be 3 or 4 days later. They pretty slick, you know. It might be 3 or 4 days later. And I'll be damned. There it is. No, I've been around a while, Danny. Okay, all right. All right then. Hey, I know who he is now. So that's one of my old YouTubers. Always just changed his name. But he knows what's going on in the world. I can sure tell you that. I want to tell y'all I appreciate everything. Hey, y'all, we had a good time. I'm on here most every night. I say I ain't gonna do a video tonight, and then I always kind of wind up seeming to do one, you know. But I'm not hardly doing nothing during the day, and you know what else better to do? I want to thank all the beautiful people. I want to thank Pamela Vargas, y'all. She gave me $40 last night, super chat. Thank you, Pamela. All right there, Bumpy. So y'all listen, y'all go to bed. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't be laying there looking at your phone and all that. Go to bed, y'all. Go to bed. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye, y'all.